What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Stack Up the Speed. I'm Tridenttail, and we're going to be doing some Diddy Kong Racing 100% today. I got Drakus helping me out on the commentary. He's going to be hanging out with us. And yeah, do you want to say hello?
Sure do. Hi, everybody. How's it going? First of all, welcome. Super excited for this run. I personally have been running Diddy Kong Racing for 3 months, technically. I've been playing this game casually for, ever since it came out. Definitely one of my favorites. So super excited to have to be here. Trident, thank you so much for inviting me and having me along.
Oh, my pleasure. It's going to be lots of fun. We just dipped into Sunday over here on the East Coast, so we're going to go for a bit of a Sunday drive. But let's get going. I guess I'm in charge of the timer, right? All right. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo!
Alright, so this is Diddy Kong Racing 100%. So in this category, we're going to be collecting all 47 gold balloons. We're going to be getting all 5 gold trophies. We're going to be completing the TT amulet, the Whizpick amulet. We're going to be getting all the keys. Yeah, it's just going to be a ripping good time. So, that seems like a lot to do in an hour and 52 minutes, but this category actually has some pretty unique tricks and glitches that's gonna let us get through this quite efficiently. So look out for that stuff. So after we finish with this little intro cutscene, we're gonna immediately talk to Taj. We're gonna switch to the plane, and there's 4 gold balloons in the overworld here that we need to collect before we head off to Down Domain. So we're gonna do that right now, and hopefully I don't miss one.
I believe in you. So there are 3 different vehicles in this. There's car, plane, and hovercraft. And they all work a little bit different. Plane is, I would say, one of the weirdest. So the idea with plane speed is to actually be pressing as few amount of buttons as possible. Right? So holding the R button is going to give them sharper turns. Double tapping it with a direction held left or right does these rolls. As long as you're not holding the A button, these rolls work a lot like boosts in this game, so they actually speed you up, and you can get an insane amount of speed as long as you don't touch the A button. Touching the A button pulls you back towards whatever your top speed is, which could be up or down. So the idea with plane is to really never touch the A button. And then with car, it's all about tapping as fast as you possibly can with the A button. It's going to give you a lot of good speed, since the acceleration is better than your regular top speed.
So one of the unique things, or one of the more important aspects of this run is cutscene skips. So at the end of either the balloon races or the coin races, I have a 1-frame window to pause at the end of the race and skip a cutscene. So the first one's coming up. We're gonna try and get it. There we go, just like that.
Perfect. And you'll know he got it when that when the first place comes up, as that pause screen comes up. So really nice job. It's a tight trick.
Yeah, only 1 frame. So there's 40 of them in the run, and I can guarantee you I will not hit all 40. No one has ever done that. The most that's been done in one run is 39, and 3 people have done it. Myself, Mrs. Gazamaluk, and I believe Praxity has also gotten 39 out of 40. No one's gotten the perfect run.
Today's the day.
Today's not the day, but I really like the optimism. Okay.
Another thing I like to talk about with this game is actually the computer characters. So in a lot of racing games, you have something called rubber banding, where basically the further ahead you are, the faster the NPCs will go. This game actually has none of that, and the computer characters aren't that great as it is. So you're basically going to be, we're going to be lapping them in just about every single race that we do. Really makes them more of obstacles than anything else.
Alright, so this track is Fossil Canyon, and it's got a really cool trick in it that we like to call canyonless, which is kind of a riff off of cannonless from SM64. I'm sure you guys are well aware. So we're gonna get this balloon and hit this zipper, and we're gonna chain them so that we can launch ourselves into the canyon here. And we'll hopefully try to do that 2 more times, maybe a little bit cleaner. We did hit the edge of the wall there, so we lost a little bit of speed, but it's kind of hard to control your trajectory in the canyon there. Alright, so let's try this again. I want to stay a little wide here, and then easy.
Very clean. Nice job.
So if I don't get it on the first pause, you can buffer it, although it is quite difficult because there's lag from when you press the start button. So, and it can change depending on how much lag there is at the end of the finish line, or at the end of each race. So it's not very consistent, but you can still go for it if you don't get it the first try.
As you probably saw, this plane is now currently outside of the fabric of reality. Everything is totally fine. This game is operating as intended. This is exactly what Miyamoto was planning when the game was developed. But essentially, with all the speed that we build up from the various rolls and the boost that we pick up, we're allowed to slip under the lava before it can push us back up, and then under the little dip below the wall, which gets us outside, so we can essentially just do a straight line back and forth and finish this course much faster, and then slipping back in for this third round to get those boosts.
Alright, so we're 4 for 4. Not too bad.
Really nice job. It's a hot top, nice and fast.
So there's going to be some other instances of clipping out of bounds, but as far as like the routing goes, Hot Top Volcano is definitely the more simple route. As Drake has said, it's just pretty much straight up, straight down, rinse and repeat, and you're done. So we're going to give Tricky a bit of a head start here, because
he could use the confidence boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, he is a dinosaur. He's only got so much left. Sorry, spoilers.
Not ready yet.
Yeah. Just gotta get a good feel for it, you know? I don't know.
Okay, I don't know how long I can keep this charade up.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, this feels right. I feel like we've given him enough time.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, you know, we won. Tricky decided that we were just too powerful. So basically what happens there, cutscenes are, not cutscenes, checkpoints are weird in racing games. So there are checkpoints that go all the way around the mountain, and if you kind of tuck yourself in that corner just right and then follow along the side of the mountain, it thinks you're on a much further checkpoint than you actually are. So when he goes forward enough, getting that little wrong way symbol to tell him he's doing the right thing, he gets that next checkpoint, and the game thinks that it's over, that he finished. So then the race is over.
Yep, it's a pain in the butt though, as you can see, because there's actually another checkpoint that's overlapping with the one that I need to latch onto. So it's a 50-50 chance essentially that I latch onto the right checkpoint. And I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but that took me 5 tries. So 5 tries on a 50-50 trick is not very good luck. Alright, so this is our first minigame.
My personal least favorite.
I don't like the CPU position here. I have a feeling I might get toyed with, but yep, that's exactly what I knew was going to happen. Alright. Did I get 2 eggs stolen? What is going on right now? Okay, this is
looks
really
like you did.
bad.
Looks like both Timber and Tip Top stole an egg from you.
Oh, this is really bad. You know what? Okay.
This is why it's my least favorite.
I'm just gonna restart. I need to cut straight here a little bit. The timing is a little weird. I need to do some precise movement here so that the CPUs kind of do what I want them to. Also, I'm having to fight a little bit of lag here, which is not great. This looks a little better. There we go. Okay, this is good. I don't really know what happened there. I assume I was maybe like a little too slow. So I got a bad CPU pattern, but...
Shooting Timber for good luck.
Oh, man. Alright. So Tricky and Fire Mountain were a little rough, but it's okay. We're gonna get back to some racing, and yeah.
You won first prize.
So, we're moving on now to the coin races, the silver coin races, and there's gonna be 8 coins on the track that we need to collect, and we also need to come in first place. And the coin races are one of the more interesting aspects of this run, I believe, because you can kind of tackle different races in different ways. Like, you can decide to just go for all the coins on the first lap, and then you just have to focus on racing. Or sometimes you might prioritize bananas on the first lap because bananas make you go faster. Or it's some sort of combination of the two. So there's some pretty interesting coin routing to make this optimal. But I'll try to point out some of the more interesting coin routes here. For here, we're pretty much just collecting like half of them on the first lap, and oh, don't hold A there, otherwise take a ride on the door. Yeah, so I kind of collected like half the coins, but I also wanted to prioritize getting bananas, and then we just picked up the rest of them on the second lap.
And then a quick thing to mention about the bananas, you mentioned that they make you go faster. So similar to like the coins in some of the later Mario Kart games. So the bananas, every banana you collect gives you 2.5% increase to your speed and acceleration. So that's great, and they cap up at 10. So it's a total of a 25% boost to both stats. So it's super important to get kind of as many bananas as you can, kind of as fast as you can on like the tightest lines in order to get that. So he's at 11 right now, but since it caps out at 10, that extra banana is more insurance that hit. Got everyone so far. Loving it. Look at those cutscenes.
So good.
True champ.
So yeah, the one thing I guess we haven't really talked about, you mentioned that there's no rubber banding in this game, but don't think for a second that that means that we don't have to worry about the CPUs, because that is definitely not the case at all. We definitely have to worry about the CPUs, because they love to get in your way when you lap them, and they also like to drop traps onto the track. So we need to be on the lookout for those. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you barely slipped in there.
Yeah,
what
I
the
know.
heck?
I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
You're talking about computer characters falling behind.
Yeah. So, like Drake has said, even though the bananas max out at 10, if I can collect just a few more than 10, then that will ensure that if I do hit a trap and lose some bananas, I will still be maxed on my top speed. So, it doesn't hurt to have a few more. And oh, there you go. Just as I said, the traps. It's okay.
Look at that, recovering immediately with a nice cutscene. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so here, because we can go out of bounds, what we're going to do is we're going to collect all the coins on the first lap, and then we can go out of bounds and just rock the last 2 laps. You know, barring any disaster.
Which there won't be. Well, because if anything messes up, it's just an RNG manipulation. I mean, what?
That's a good way to look at it for sure. Yeah.
All right, so we have all of our coins.
Just gonna go out
So
of
there's
bounds
the
here.
second way to get out of bounds. This is the way that I personally do it. I like being able to get out right away, because if something happens and you miss that method, you can always do the quick backup of getting to that next location you saw Trident do in the first time we were at Hot Tub.
Mm-hmm. So you might see me do that other strat one more time, and that's just because I can grab a few bananas to make me go faster while I'm out of bounds. But unless your inbounds movement is really good, it's not really worth it to go that route. You are better off to just go out of bounds as soon as possible. Yeah.
So now we're up to Tricky 2, Double Trouble, Electric Boogaloo, Tokyo Drift. It's going to be a lot of the same thing that we saw before, but now Tricky's going faster, which impacts us almost not at all.
All right. Please not 5th try this time.
Go ahead and drop your RNG blesses in the chat now.
Oh,
Boom, first try. Nailed it. Like a
life
true
is
champ.
sweet. All right. So we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish Tricky 2, and I'm gonna immediately reset the console afterwards. And you might be wondering, well, Tridenttail, you haven't finished the trophy race. You just said in the intro that we have to get all the trophies. Well, it's not really the best time to go for it right now. We're gonna come back later and finish that up, and you'll see how that kind of works later. But for now, we're gonna do this car challenge, and then we're gonna head to Snowflake. Oh, there's that hitbox kind of extends deceivingly far.
Which is true with a lot of the hitboxes in this game.
So really easy race, you know, except for that bonk that nobody saw. But
Yeah, no one saw that.
we're gonna finish on the Taj mat here because we need to
I didn't even know that. I love that so much.
because we're gonna pick up this balloon and then immediately get Taj's attention because we need to get back into the plane because you can't access Snowflake Mountain any other way. All right, Snowflake Mountain, probably, in my opinion, the hardest world. This world can be super tough.
I can agree with that.
All right, Frosty Village. You know, I used to hate this track a lot, and you know, it's honestly one of my favorites now. This track is so good. Super satisfying when done right.
For sure, especially like if you really want to see something really cool with this track, is you can go to the website for our game. We have dkr64.com. That's where we post all the times for our various time trials, as well as a bunch of other cool stuff. Highly recommend if you're interested to check that out. But if you look at high-level time trials of this course, they do something called the Salt Cure jump, which is jumping through that tree area at incredible speed. You get to jump pretty early on the side off the boost, and it gives you a ton of speed to fly through that tree section.
So this track is super laggy, and that makes the okay, that makes getting the cutscene skip incredibly hard. So don't be shocked if I miss this one. This might be the first one.
I'll never forgive you. Oh, never.
That one's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely a really tricky one. You even saw like when Taj was coming in through the screen there, he was kind of slowing down. That may have just been on my end. A lot of lag, of course, with all the extra characters.
All right, so this is Snowball Valley. Pretty short track. This is also where we're gonna get our second key. So it's kind of tricky to do it fast, so we're gonna try and go for it here. So I just slam my face into the wall there, and then I pick up the key and then immediately just boost out there. Oh, can I turn around? Thank you.
Yeah, those keys are really hard to pick up, and they're really hard to pick up quickly because their hitboxes are not. One thing that I at least held dear when I played this game casually is being able to, if you collect the key, you can just quit right on the race, and it still gives you the key, and you can just go right back in the race. But I used to take so long trying to get the key that I was losing these races.
Okay, that Snowball Valley was really, really bad, but it's okay.
Got the cutscene skip.
Yep. I don't know what was going on in that Snowball Valley, but I was getting launched every which way. It wasn't the nicest.
And there are a lot of like little slopes and little bumps in the road. And when it comes to car, those little bumps can be really annoying because the way that the game determines your drift, much like in other games, is you holding the R button and a direction. But if you are trying to drift, you go airborne and re-land, sometimes the game likes to recheck what direction you're drifting. And that can kind of, mess you up in terms of, where you're trying to go.
So this is where we're going to really see a good use of the plane mechanics. I'm not holding or pressing A at all this entire race. I am getting by just by chaining boosts and barrels. Unfortunately missed that ground zipper, but we still are maintaining our speed pretty well, so it's good.
Yeah, plane is definitely the most difficult vehicle to pick up on a high level. So if you're trying to drop in some real good times, plane is really hard to start, and I can attest to that. We actually are in the middle of a triathlon relay race tournament on the DKR community, and I'm playing plane as an almost brand new player, and it's been an experience and a half because it's so much you have to unlearn from every other racing game and learn in a different way.
Alright, so this is Walrus Cove. We're gonna do
Interestingly, no Walrus found within Walrus Cove.
This is true, yeah.
And Walrus is the proper plural of walrus. No one can ever disagree with me. Not allowed.
This track's got a lot of funky turns and yeah, there's this kind of scary moment where you do the boost chain in that very narrow path. If you fall off that path and onto the ice, then you like bounce. You like lose all your speed and like bounce until you like get back onto the track. So it's not great.
Yeah, it's really frustrating and sometimes big sad when you land in the blue raspberry jello.
Okay, you know what? What are we, like 1 for 12? Missed?
Yeah. This is really good.
It's pretty good. A lot better than my practice runs, I'll tell you that. Alright, so this is the boss of Snowflake Mountain, Bluey the Walrus. This is the first time.
Set.
This is the first time we're seeing the hovercraft, right? We're gonna try and do something a little special here, so hopefully we can get it. What is with these orange boosts?
It's the lad.
Okay, so wish me luck. We're gonna go for something really stupid here.
What?
Oh, it's a bummer. We missed, oh, we're just gonna miss all the balloons. But you know what? Hey, there's an out of bounds clip you don't see every day. It's really stupid. No one should go for it, but, and yet, here we are.
So that was cool. So interesting thing about hover, I'll kind of explain it. You can see that he's kind of wiggling, wobbling around. You know, hovercraft is basically the weebles wobbles but don't fall down of the DKR world. So instead of just driving straight, what you do is you're holding forward and then you're alternating between the up left, forward, and upright position. And you're just wobbling back like that. And that gives you extra speed when you're, you know, flying around in a hovercraft.
All right. Hold on to your butts, everyone. It's time for plane challenge.
Woo.
Oh wait, no, hover challenge. What am I talking
Hover
about?
challenge.
Okay, we can breathe. It's fine. But next time we see Taj, it's gonna be quite scary. All right, so yeah, this is the thumb killer right here. As you can see, I am snaking back and forth, and I'm pretty much alternating between up, left, and upright for a minute and 10 seconds, and my hand is going to be quite sore after this.
And we actually have extra categories for going through all the different courses with the different vehicles. So like there's car percent, hover percent, plane percent. Since this game gives you a lot of extra freedoms with that, which is awesome. But the hover percent run is a little under 30 minutes at high level play. And so that's about 30 minutes of just grinding the pad of your thumb across a hard plastic analog stick. And it's been known to damage thumbs, damage controllers, and actually snap analog. No exaggeration.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain right now.
You're doing great.
I'm gonna keep it a
together,
buck.
champ.
All right.
Hello, bye-bye for now.
All right, so we're gonna collect this balloon, and we're gonna go to the third world on our little adventure, Sherbet Island. And our first track here is Treasure Caves.
Love
The
Treasure Caves.
worst track in this game. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Love the first.
This is the worst track.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult, especially when it comes to this, how short it is and how many bumps there are. Trying to control exactly where your vehicle is going is hard. Trying to dodge around the computers is hard. So it's definitely a really difficult course on blue. But
Ooh.
I just like, look at that, cool buddy.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. But you know what? We got this really, really hard boost chain twice in a row, so I'm fine with that. We got this cutscene skip on top of it. Like, you know, we're
Perfect.
chilling. We're chilling. TC's garbage in car. I agree.
A lot of hatred for TC in the chat right now.
It's so bad. All right, but now a track that's actually really good. Pirate Lagoon.
Love Pirate Bay. Or Pirate Lagoon. I made this mistake on my own stream.
There's lots of cool boost chaining here. Oh. But when you're going super fast in the hover, sometimes it's hard to make these like really precise movements. So you know end up missing balloons like that just by like an inch or something.
And the hitboxes on these balloons are fantastic. It automatically hit them right.
All right, I want to get this cutscene skip first frame. Let's do it.
Do it. Easy.
Dang. Second
I'll
frame.
take second.
Yeah, it's better than missing
It's
it.
a lot of speed that you're flying into that finish line with.
Yeah.
Someone say Wave Race 64. It's exactly something.
There's a lot of crossover between the DKR community and the Wave Race community.
I've noticed that.
So this is Crescent Island, and this is where we're gonna find our third key. Yeah.
See, this is one of my personal favorites because of this turn right there. Oh, hate that turn. Trident, though, true professional, absolutely nails it. But that turn to slip in between that pillar and the wall, so awful.
We got really good cycle on the tide there, so
Yeah, that was good.
yeah, we got that key and we got out real quick. So the next time we come through here, this section, this is where we're going to meet up with all the CPUs, and it might be a bit of a challenge to get around them, but we'll see kind of what they're doing. Okay, it shouldn't be too bad. If you have kind of an awkward cycle with the CPUs, sometimes they can shoot you, and
Yeah.
that would not be great. Alright, so we got our third key. We got one more track in this world left before we leave. This is Whale Bay.
Yes. I always combine the two when I say Pirate Bay, and then I remembered that I'm not allowed to talk about them.
Alright, so this track can kind of be annoying because of that whale there trying to get on the ship. Sometimes you like clip the front of it. Oh, and you also clip through that balloon apparently as well.
Yeah, that balloon's really tough to hit, just at the speed you're getting, and also the angle you have to turn very suddenly at.
Yeah.
Basically, you have to do it blind no matter what.
Ooh, that was a nice hop onto the ship there.
It was very cool.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You try to jump, but it just eats your input there. I can't believe I got that skip. Wow.
Nice, first try.
So
That's a lot of speed.
Yeah, just like Frosty Village, Whale Bay is also really, really laggy at the finish line there. So getting that cutscene skip is super hard. You kind of just like close your eyes and you just press the start button whenever you think the time's right, and you either get it or you don't. Trying to buffer it on that track is like impossible because, yeah, it's just super awkward. But we got it. We still only missed one cutscene skip so far, so that's pretty great.
And now we're actually racing against Blubber, because for some reason they named Blubber after the octopus instead of the walrus, and I'll never forget for that.
Yeah. So this is one of the few instances you'll see stacking balloons. Typically, we don't stack the balloons because when you stack them, the speed, it doesn't really increase the speed, it just increases like the time that you have the boost for, I believe. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe someone in chat could correct me if I'm wrong, but if you use 3 single boosts, it would be more beneficial than using one like 3-tiered boost, if that makes sense. But boosting in hovercraft is so weird, and it's like getting the sweet spot again, like knowing when to start pressing A again after a boost can kind of be weird in hovercraft. So instead of trying to hit that sweet spot 3 times in one lap, you just stack them, and then you have that long straightaway at the end that you could just boost through. So you typically don't see us stacking the boosts, but that is one instance where we do. All right, this is the part I was afraid of. This could go really bad. Dreaded plane challenge. I'm not going to say anything during this. I'm going to try and concentrate. Woo. Okay, first lap clean.
I clenched a little bit on that roll on that tree.
We all do. We all do.
So So Joey's asking in the chat, what can go wrong in plane besides everything? So in most other vehicles, bonking on something isn't really the end of the world. Car, you can just turn away and tap A really fast. Hover doesn't really care. Hover sometimes benefits from bouncing off of walls. But if you, in a plane, breathe on a wall, you're basically stopped for 6 or 7 seconds. Really, really nice plane. That was a great challenge. Nicely done.
56 is fantastic. Like, yeah, I can't really complain at all about that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back in Dino Domain. And now we're going to do the trophy race.
So the trophy race is interesting. You actually get slightly better computers. Ooh. But as you can see, we're still miles ahead of them, even like 11 seconds, 12 seconds into the lap. So they're still not going super fast, but they're a little bit faster, but it's kind of negligible.
I can't believe I got that balloon. Okay.
Same. It looked like you picked up the red one, but you got the boost instead.
Yeah. And I'm notorious for clipping through those balloons. Yeah, I miss those balloons all the time. It annoys the hell out of me. But we had a good one there. No missed balloons. And we're gonna try not to miss any canyonlesses here. There's one. Ooh. This is a great first lap. That's super solid.
Yeah. 21 is a 21.
Oh, I don't like...
Oh,
okay.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Okay, those bubbles there, don't want to hit those. You will like be lifted off the ground for like 5 seconds and you lose all your speed. It's pretty much the worst trap you can hit in the game, so we're gonna try and stay away from those. All right.
And for those of you who subject yourselves to the torture that is League of Legends, that's basically a nom. It does the same thing. It stops you, it holds you in the air, drops you every second. So this is DKR N64, Brent.
Okay, interesting.
Oof.
Sometimes you can get weird collision on that pawn skip there, and you can just get sent into the wall. It really sucks when it happens, but you just kind of roll with the punches, I guess. That's a little bit better. Okay, glad I didn't spin out. Okay, I need to get under control here. Okay, so this is where the run gets kind of interesting. That was a really bad Jungle Falls, but whatever.
That's okay. Still got first place.
This is where the run is gonna get kind of interesting. Do you want to maybe take the reins on this one?
Yeah, so this is going to be completely normal, just like the tricky fight. Everything's going to be completely as developed by the people. So we just slipped out of bounds. You've seen that before, and then we're just going to win. So sliding underneath the, ooh, look at that. So sliding underneath of the finish line there actually has a loading zone, which warps you to a random location. We're playing on the Japanese version of this game. Random location between Overworld on like Taj's face. Inside of the dragon area in car, or inside the dragon area in plane. We got dragon car this time, and so we essentially have the trophy race victory stored. So the next thing that we complete is going to say that we won the trophy race as well as whatever we got. Another thing on that is it's only going to give us one reward, because you know it can only give us one thing at a time. Timber's having a real bad day, my goodness. So we're going to finish this, and then it's going to give us, if I remember correctly, the reward for this challenge. And then after that, we're going to go either into this or into something else, and that is going to give us the reward for the trophy race.
So I practiced this a lot before the run, and I got super bad RNG literally every time. And And we got it again. So I couldn't show you the cool strat, but whatever.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if you got the gist of what Drake has said. There's a lot of information.
Yeah, kind of dumped it all.
So we won the minigame, and I'm actually going to go back into the minigame, and he said that we're still in that, like, trophy state, right?
Yeah.
So we're actually going to lose the minigame here.
Oh, no. Oh, you gotta be more careful with these mines. Only got one more life. No! Oh.
So we're going to intentionally lose. And we get the trophy. It thinks that that was the 4th race in the trophy. But here's the thing. It looks like the trophy is in Dino Domain, right? It's not, though. We actually just got the Sherbet Island trophy. So this is what we call trophy storage. And we're going to be doing this multiple times to get the rest of the trophies in the game. And it just works out really nicely because Dino Domain tracks are super short. It's the shortest tracks in the game. So we can just continue to use that trick. And yeah, the only downside is we're going to see a lot of Dino Domain, so I hope you enjoy Dino Domain. Because we're going to be going back over and over and over again. And you also, if you were paying attention, you might have also seen that we didn't do the coin races for Snowflake Mountain, and we didn't do the coin races for Sherbet Island. Well, that's because after we perform trophy storage, we're back in this world, so I don't know. No time better than now to finish these coin races. Alright, so for Pirate Lagoon, I'm just gonna grab all these coins on the first lap.
That was the hardest coin to find casually, the one that's way out in the middle of nowhere. Like, why would I go out there?
Okay. Missed that balloon somehow.
Looks like you turned a little bit too early.
Yeah. Really? That one was hard to find? Typically it's the green... Some of the Greenwood Village coins are tucked away pretty nicely. Kind of out of sight.
That's true.
Okay, that guy's gonna steal my balloon, so I'm just gonna take this one instead. See? You gotta, you know, gotta react to what the CPUs are giving you sometimes. There we go, there's my first framer. Super satisfying, because you're just flying across the finish line there. Okay. So really happy we didn't just roll over that zipper. It's pretty common to just roll over that one. That's the only time you'll ever see us go through the top of the ship there to get that one coin.
Yeah, there are extra bananas in there, but it's not super worth it to go there.
No. Actually, the funny thing about this game is that there's quite a few like hidden paths, but like none of them are really faster. Like they don't really reward you for exploring the tracks because yeah, a lot of them are actually quite out of the way. What some people might not know is that when you play this track in Hovercraft, you can actually just skip that ship section by going onto the water and just going around the ship.
Yeah, and that's actually my favorite feature of this game is being able to play these courses in the vehicles in different vehicles. So, for example, like Whale Bay isn't a great example of that. You can only use the hovercraft here. But a lot of other courses, like if we take Ancient Lake, the first course, the Dino Domain, as an example, you can use that. You can use all three vehicles on that course when you go into the time trial section. And you can even do balloon races in all 3 vehicles. I think, and his favorite aspect of this game. It's what really kind of keeps bringing me back to it. So you can turn on DKR and do something completely different every day. So it's really, you can't really get bored of it.
Yeah, even with just like within the speedrunning world, like there's so much variety like with how you want to tackle this game. I mean, we've got our 3 main RTA categories, 100%, any percent, and ATR, but we also have a truly amazing time trial community. People can grind for balloon IL times. We have a couple of miscellaneous categories that are pretty unique and fun. And yeah, there's just like, I mean, I've been running this game for like 5 years now, and I just can't really put it down because there's just too much to do. Alright, so we're finished with our coin races in Sherbet Island, so now we are doing Bubbler Part 2. Now they nerfed this race a little bit. Instead of 3 blue balloons, there's only 2 now, but that's not really going to stop us from beating this guy.
Yeah, we'll manage.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing about this fight is now he drops these bubbles. So casually, this is probably one of the worst race or like bosses in this game besides Wizpig 1.
Yeah.
And maybe Smokey 2, but that's honestly just because of Plane and Plane being the worst.
Yeah, if you the trick really for this guy is just get in front of him. Once you get in front of him, then you're generally pretty good. If you get caught behind him, then you can get in a lot of trouble because generally when you try to pass him is when he releases those bubbles, and then yeah, it's rough. But once you get out in front, it's pretty smooth sailing. All right, so I wonder if you guys can guess what we're gonna do next.
Is it play more Diddy Kong?
We are gonna play more Diddy Kong Racing, yes. Oh, Taj, we got like the instant text box right there. This is amazing. What a good friend.
What a pal.
Yeah.
What a Taj.
Okay. That last barrel roll was kind of unnecessary. Maybe shouldn't have done that, but I was feeling myself.
Alright, so we're going right back into the Dino Domain trophy. Once again, playing normally as intended.
Yeah, there's no funny business whatsoever going on here.
Absolutely not. My dad actually works in Nintendo, and he told us this is exactly how we're supposed to play the game.
Yeah, like wasn't this in like an issue of Nintendo Power or something? Like,
yeah. Yep. I remember.
I mean, why would developers put a loading zone underneath Hot Top Volcano if they didn't intend people to use it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all they had to do was just lower the walls.
Mm-hmm. That ancient lake was super rough, but it's alright. I'm having fun. Like I said, Sunday drive. We're just going for a Sunday drive.
Yeah, you know, it's just a relaxing time.
Yeah. So let's get these canyonlesses. I want a really nice one. That is not a nice one. But you know, could have been much worse. I want a really nice canyonless.
Okay. Look at that. Gorgeous.
That's pretty good. Ooh, 1863. I will take that all day.
A very good year.
Yeah. I think my last one was a 100, which is pretty good. I would like to get maybe a sub 1 tonight. That'd be nice.
Got plenty of tries.
Yeah.
That was another 100. Almost a 101. Still, you clinched.
Yeah, I average about a 101, so, you know, 100 is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
But I want to get a really good one.
And interesting thing that I haven't talked about yet in Jungle Falls is you see on the boost right after what I call the tube, he hits on the slope of that the slope of the little lake, and that launches him through the air and allows him to hold that boost speed for longer, and it kind of carries him through that entire straight shot.
Okay. Alright, let's see what kind of warp we get. Drakus did mention that there's 3 possible outcomes.
And depending on the version of your game,
Oh, hey.
actually determines, hey, how about that?
That is really good
depending-
RNG, actually.
Really was. That's what we were actually hoping for.
Yeah.
But depending on the version of your cart, it actually does different things. So there's 2 different US versions, and Trident, you can keep me honest here. There's the 1.0 and the 1.1. The 1.0, if you try to do it, it actually crashes your game. And that's guaranteed, crashes the game. Made me big sad when I first started trying to play. But then in the 1.1 US version, that's when it does. That's when it works. Palette also works in, but I believe it has a different effect. And then the Japanese cart, which is the one that we're playing on today, has the effect that we described, where it's the 3 different possible options, but it's random.
Okay, that looked scary to me. I thought that that wasn't gonna work, and one of the CPUs was gonna get away from me, but it was just a little delayed. And yeah, for the warp for the wrong warp, I think you got it. Yeah, that all sounded correct to me.
That's all that matters. Your approval.
Nah. Okay, so just like we did in Darkwater Beach, we're gonna lose here.
Nice.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, YCat's clarifying in the chat. PAL has 1.0 and 1.1 versions, and they have the same effects as the US version. So thanks, YCat. So you can just kind of copy and paste the US information onto PAL.
All right, so we got a this is a tough race. It starts off with a really crazy jump. We're gonna try and get it here. Okay. Kind of got some bad collision when we touched the ground there, so we couldn't grab the coin that I wanted to grab, but oh well. This is a really, really tough race. This is also a really hard coin to grab right here. We're gonna try not to hit the water there and lose all our speed. That would be really bad.
As you guys saw in Crescent Island, how bad it is to be driving through water. You probably might have also seen in real life how rough it is to drive through water, so generally not recommended.
Yeah, even just like just nicking the water with your tires will cause you to lose your speed there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to happen on the first lap, just, you know, maybe a little bit flashier, but hard game hard.
Yeah. Speaking of flashier, we now have a shield. Shields are cool.
Yeah.
Protects you from bubbles, which is nice, especially if you can get them in some of the later levels where bubbles are a lot prevalent.
We got some redemption on that cutscene skip there. I think we still only missed one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. Only missed one.
Dang. It's gonna be a good night for cutscene skips, I can tell you that.
So the route you just saw, going and collecting those coins, is actually similar to the time trial route, because in time trials for this game, they remove all of the balloons. So some of the routes are actually different from the trials to balloon. So on speedrun.com, we actually have two separate, two separate leaderboards for the two different kinds.
Oh my god, please.
That's
yeah, this is...
Lined you up pretty well with where you were going, so I think of the possible oil slicks you could have gotten, that one was actually pretty alright.
Okay.
Barely dodged snowball.
Whew.
It looks like you shot Crunch. Nice snipe.
Also, just want to shout out to Stacy, who's Ycats in chat.
Oh, that's Stacy?
That's Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Has been time trialing this game since like, I don't know, 99. Do you wanna confirm? Yeah, he is a true OG. And he's still very much active today, so community loves Stacy. Whew.
Yeah, Ycat Sand started in 1998.
Okay.
So, within 1 year of the game being out, they started.
And that just blows my mind that, you know, 22 years later, still a very active member of this wonderful community. All right, we got one more race left in, where are we? Snowflake Mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Missed that. You know what? I'll get that coin right now. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
Typically,
just an RNG minute.
Yeah, typically I save that coin for later, but, you know, if the game's gonna do me dirty and have me roll over a zipper, then we'll just go for it now. It's fine.
So an interesting thing about these loops is you can see them, you can see Trident kind of ducking and hiding on the far right side of the loops. And that actually is slightly faster than being anywhere else on the loop.
Oh, come on. Give me the balloon, please. Okay, so I have one coin that I have yet to collect. I'm saving it just because CPUs are around, so it's kind of beneficial in my eyes to go for this coin when there's a bunch of CPUs around.
Is that just for the extra lag to help it easier, give you more time?
Whew.
Seems good.
Sometimes when the CPUs are around, like, so for that particular section in Walrus Cove, it's a very fast section. There's a lot of boosting. So those coins are out of the way, so I would have to skip some of the boosts. So it's better to kind of get those coins when the CPUs are around, when you and then use the boosts when there's less obstructions in the way. Like, does that make sense? The way I explained it?
That does make sense.
Yeah. So just because there's a lot of people in the way, it's gonna make like boosting through that section a little bit more difficult because now you have more things blocking your path. So if I have to skip boosts, I might as well do it on the lap when the CPUs are in my way, so that I have, you know, so that I'm using the most of the boosts when on the laps where it's free, essentially. Hopefully that made sense. It's hard playing this game and talking.
Yeah, that's why you got me.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically with all the NPCs, they can just get in the way. So if you get the boost, you could just slam directly into the behind one of them, and then you're not really going anywhere.
Exactly.
So might as well just go for the coin instead. And with this one, I believe they removed some of the blue balloons.
Oh yeah, they nerfed Bluey 2 super hard. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balloons, and I think there's only 2 on Bluey 2. So they nerfed like 3 blue balloons. It's significantly less fun. Plus you can't do the out of bounds trick, which is big sad.
Right. Selena's asking if we are on PB pace.
Oh god, no.
Okay. It's still a really nice run. Really good showing today.
You know what? Only missing 1 cutscene skip so far is kind of amazing. So that's one thing to be proud
did
of.
say that we skipped the second one while somebody was deep in story time, and I don't know which one.
Oh, yeah. Whale Bay. We missed one on
no,
Whale
we got
Bay.
Whale Bay. Whale Bay was. Oh wait, no, that was
No,
the second
not the second one. I don't. Yeah. So 2. Still amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, still really good because that's still a frame perfect trick that you're trying to pull a ton of times.
But if we want to talk about PBs, so the current world record of this category is a 1:45:24, and that is by Obio, a fellow Canadian. And my PB is a 1:45:26, only 2 seconds away, if you can believe it. So
yeah, you used to hold the world record, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I had it for a very brief period this past summer for like 10 days.
Wow, that sounds about right. Because I think Obio did the exact same thing to Sweener Dog in Plane. Sweener Dog took it down to a 12:37 from Obio's 12:40 from Obio. Sweener Dog took that down to a 12:37, and then I think it was just like 2 days later that Obio took it down to a 36.
Obio is just absolutely insane, all-around excellent player at this game. Currently holds the world records in 100% and all trophy races. And I currently have the world record in any percent.
That's another really crazy run. So if you guys really enjoy this, if you guys think this is cool, highly recommend checking out any percent.
Whew. 101. We're gonna get sub 1 tonight. I want it.
I believe. You've got like 2, maybe 3 more chances to it?
3 more chances. No, two more chances, yeah. Okay, that was a weird trajectory there, but it's fine. At least we didn't get flung into the wall. That would have been way worse, so I'm fine with that. Whew.
This course looks so nice when it's done at a high level. It just looks so clean.
It's super satisfying when not done like that.
That's the trajectory you were worried about the last lap.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have to get the down trophy, so we're actually gonna get that now. Oh, okay.
Ooh, got it. So just for my benefit, when it comes to the inbounds movement of Hot Top, when you're on your way to where you did your out of bounds right now, after you do your rolls and your movement through the little banana section, do you press A at any point until that out of bounds?
I don't press A. Honestly, I press A on the starting boost, and I don't think I press it again until I'm like out of bounds, because the blue balloon is right there, and that's enough to get you up to speed, and then you can just coast for the rest. If I'm pretty sure I don't press A at all after that.
Okay. Thank you. So now that we finished it up, we jump right back into the Dino trophy, and then we're gonna do that super fun, totally trick to store that one more time for you.
I forgot I had a balloon. I'm getting sleepy over here, okay? Alright. Alright, I want this sub 1. If I was going for PB here, I would probably have the music off at this point, which does reduce a little bit of lag, and lag does certainly have an effect on this track, but it's considerably less fun with the music off. So for you chat, we're rocking with the music all night. So
plus the music in this is so good. Like there's not a single music track in this game that I don't like, that I can't get down.
Okay, I'm liking that 1880 there. That's looking good. If this last lap is pretty clean, this could be it. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh well, you know what? At least we're
Still a 101.
consistent. We're consistent. Okay. Oops. Nobody saw that.
No one saw that. No. No one's even watching this. You're fine. It's just us. I actually don't think you've been off the entire time.
Okay, lots of people with shields there. That's very scary.
But you dodged them all. That was really nice.
Yeah, they had a very nice positioning there, so. Okay. Alright. One more warp. I would like a dragon plane here. It's 10% chance. But yeah, if we don't get it, it's fine. Ooh. Make sure we get in there.
There we go. Fingers crossed. All right.
You know what? It's okay. We got Overworld, which is also a 10% chance warp, and that saved us about 15 seconds. So
if we had gotten Dragon Plane there, what we would have been able to do is essentially do some super fun shenanigans to work our way out of bounds. And if I'm not wrong, I believe go right into the Smoky fight.
yes.
Yep. Going to the Smoky fight would have done something really cool that basically puts in the coin challenges, so you would do the races twice, once to get the balloon and to get the balloon for the coin. So it just kind of saves on having to go through and drive to each of the courses twice.
That is exactly right. So it has the potential to save about 25 seconds. If you get all the cutscene skips. So, yeah. It's not super important, but it's pretty nice. Alright, so we got our trophy by doing the shortest track in this world, which is Haunted Woods, and now we're moving on to a very infamous track.
Windmill Plains.
Yeah.
Windmill Plains is great. Will you be going for the thing?
Oh, of course.
Fantastic. So here's the thing. Everything that you're about to see is completely normal, and this is exactly how Miyamoto himself used to play through the course. Just like that. This is the, I would say, I believe it's the most difficult out of bounds in the game, and also the weirdest. So getting that boost, so hitting the blue balloon off the boost, you can slip into this tiny little piece of geometry that you can slip through. And at this point, we do this weird little movement. You can see the arrow on the mini-map to be able to hit all of the necessary checkpoints without actually having to be in the course. It's just a more complicated version of like what we saw in Hot Top Volcano. It's a very difficult out of bounds to get. It saves, if I'm not mistaken, 30 seconds on the time of this course. It's definitely very substantial.
I mean, it wouldn't have been bad if we went back in bounds there, but that's not where I want to go back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and going back in bounds can be very scary on that course because of the way that you're hitting the cutscene or the checkpoints. If you go back in bounds on, I believe, the left side of that course, you have to kind of backtrack all the way to the right side and then continue back through the course normally. So it loses a bunch of time. Very risky out of bounds, but super big.
That's not even the scary part about it, though. Imagine each track is like encased in a box. Okay? And even though I'm out of bounds, I'm still like in this box. And if I go outside of the box, I will get warped back to the starting line, and all my checkpoints will be erased, and I'll basically have to like start the lap over again from the beginning. And in the case of Windmill Plains, the floor on that box is really high up, so you can't really fly too low, otherwise you run the risk of getting warped back to the start. And you also don't want to fly too high because then you run the risk of going back in bounds. So it's really, really, really tough.
Yeah.
Like the clip is really hard, and the clip is only like half the battle, because then it's a mission just to stay out of bounds
while hitting a checkpoint.
Yeah, while hitting all the checkpoints. Alright, so here is Boulder Canyon. I like this track a lot, although I like it significantly less with the music on, because this is a laggy mess.
Yeah. I do like this course, visually speaking, because when you hit that boost on the bridge into the castle area, and then have that blue balloon, that really carries you for a super long.
All right, so we're gonna get the key here.
This was the hardest for me to find casually. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I think it was the hardest one for me too. Whew, nice boost.
Look at that. Look at that boost. Beautiful. And you can see the boost on the left-hand side that Trident's deciding not to take. So those boosts, as well as the mid-air boost that you see a lot with plane, they have a weird property to them that the ground boosts don't. If you hit a ground boost, you can hit it at any angle and it'll boost you in that direction. But these other boosts that look like tubes kind of work like tubes. If you're not like fully straight on with them, they'll kind of they'll hold you and fix your angle and push you out. So you can see sometimes in plane or hover, when you hit one of those boosts, it kind of holds you for a second, and that's trying to fix your angle. So they're kind of...
Alright, so now we gotta do Haunted Woods again, because the last time we did it, it was just for the trophy. So now we gotta get our balloon. Whew. Oh, I thought I cut that turn a little sharp, but we're good. Ooh, just gonna wall ride that for a little bit.
Yeah,
I do that a lot. Sometimes I forget I'm
that's what it was.
Yeah, sometimes I forget I'm playing DKR and I just really wish I was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater instead.
Yep.
Oh,
PT
someone
for
shot.
Pro Skater.
Okay,
My new position.
CPUs were nice. Sometimes you can get blocked there. It's not nice. Whew.
This mid-air cutscene skip.
That's a fun one. And speaking of fun,
This is fun.
we've got a fun track coming up. So actually, you're gonna see one of the newest tricks that was found in this run. It was found by Sweener Dog, on April Fool's Day of 2018. Has been 2 years. I know Sweener's in chat. Maybe he can correct me.
That's something.
Um,
Yes. Roki's expecting it. Fair. Fun.
So yeah, let's see if we can get it. It's kind of a rough trick. Oh! No, that's not it. Alright, we're gonna try it again.
This out of bounds is similar to the windmill planes out of bounds, because you're trying to boost into a tiny little piece of geometry. It doesn't
Oof,
go
I
through
don't
it,
know how
and
he got in there.
Got it. Just enough momentum to carry you over the wall. So now, just like windmill planes, we're gonna fly just under the course and just go back and forth between the checkpoints we actually need, and then be able to get all of our little. And you saw the screen kind of dim, so that's kind of a mist effect that happens inside those caves, and it still triggers even though we're not actually in the cave. Oh, look at him go! What a change.
He's trying. He's working hard. Alright, second try is kind of unfortunate, but
Still got it.
yeah, we made it out of there. Alright, so we're not going to reset the console here because we actually do want to finish all of Dragon Forest in one go. Yeah, we already got the trophy, so there's no reason to reset the console here because we want to stay here anyway. So we're going to finish all of this up in one shot. So next is the last minigame, Smoky Castle.
So, for those who aren't super familiar, the idea of this one is to collect bananas. You can hold 2 bananas at a time, and then you drop them off in your little base. You're able to kind of control your character a little bit before it actually tells you that you can. So you use that to kind of fall off the side and
Oof. We were super ahead of that cycle. That's really good.
yeah. The bananas respawn in this course. You saw one actually respawn right there. They kind of explode into existence, just like most of us. And, so we kind of want to go back and forth between these 2 little routes collecting bananas. Because if we go at a really good pace, we'll be able to loop back around as they're respawning. And as you can see, the computers are doing a good job. Keep it.
And you can have an idea of how optimal. Oh, what's up, Tip Top? You can have an idea of how optimal you're doing this when, if you pick up the bananas like right as they spawn. So that was pretty good, actually. Pretty solid.
I love what Link just put in the chat. So much love went into this game. I can sense it with every tree place. And that hurts me in my plane flying heart.
Alright, so back to Windmill Plains. And this race is a little scarier.
So now you have to worry about the coins. We can't just do the out of bounds right away.
So we're gonna pick up that balloon, pick up this coin, and you can probably guess what's gonna happen next. Alright, we are out of there, and yeah, we still have half the coins to pick up though. Oh, got some nice lag there, lost all our speed.
So that's a thing about playing. Since we're not holding the A button, we're trying to chain all of these boosts. Turning lowers your speed, of course. Turning without the A button really lowers your speed. And turning without the A button with lag hills your speed. So you have to be going a certain minimum speed in order to be able to roll. So if you're going too slow, like you saw Trident get on that one turn, you have to sit and hold the A button to accelerate slowly, very slowly, in order to be able to roll again. And that's one scary part about these out of bounds, is being able to find the way to keep up your speed enough to be able to keep those rolls going.
Dang. Oh well. I think that's the fourth one.
I think so.
Yeah. But you know what though? Is the race was pretty clean though. No
was.
shenanigans.
Yep.
Wins
Getting
banana
the
dupe strats in
windmill
Smoky
planes
Castle.
out of bounds twice in a row, really solid.
I actually don't know how to do the banana dupe strategy. There is a banana dupe strategy in Smoky Castle, but I have not done that.
So you saw Trident, since he didn't have a boost, using the drift to kind of wiggle his way up the hill. So with Car, if we had the speedometer on, you'd be able to see, but with Car, while drifting, you get, give or take, about 30% more speed, but it does often put you in that wide drifting angle. So around most turns, it's nice, and you can see when there's the pair of red lines beneath the car. Ooh,
That's
that
super rude.
Super rude. But you can see the little red lines below the car that tells you that he's drifting. That's giving him a little bit of extra speed. Other times, though, depending on the turn, sometimes it's better to just kind of tap the analog stick in the direction you want to turn. Other times, it's better to drift. Sometimes snaking back and forth with drifting is beneficial. DKR is a lot about just getting a good feel of the courses and finding what goes.
Dang. All right.
Boulder Canyon.
Boulder Canyon.
Surprisingly, not having any boulders. But it is a canyon, so that's cool.
Yeah, I believe it has a different name on the Japanese version, and it's so much cooler. I want to say it's called River Palace.
That is so much cooler. Why did they drop them?
I don't know.
There are no boulders here. At least add a boulder somewhere. So you guys did see that Trident did miss one of the coins earlier. That's okay. He still got that lap, and that's.
Yeah, and there's a coin over here that I didn't go for because I wanted to prioritize the bananas instead. Because as we mentioned earlier, that they make us go faster. So, kind of doing some strategic routing. And so many CPUs here, so can't really get a good boost there, unfortunately.
I'm sure that, so I apologize. Bake Staffen, Chad is mentioning, the process of unlocking TT is beating all the ghosts, the staff ghosts in all of these courses. So which character to use to do that really kind of differs person to person. The commonly accepted ones are like Pipsy or Tipta. They have the best handling in the game, so it makes it easier, especially for casual players, to be able to go through these courses. Me personally, I'm all about Bumper. Bumper the Badger, it just feels so natural. Conquer controls a lot like TT, just with less speed. Drumstick also has, who's the chicken, Drumstick has really good speed, but his handling is the heaviest, so he loses a lot of speed with Trump.
So again, because all the CPUs are in the way, this is the perfect time to grab that coin because I would have to skip that zipper anyway, so just more strategic routing. There we go. Okay. All right. I think that's we're up to 5 now.
5 or 6?
Let's see, we missed 2 here. Miss Greenwood Village. And I think 4, 3 before that. I don't know. Pretty sure. I think we're at 5, but.
Okay. Bucketstoffen, there, as far as I know, there is not another category without TT, but on the DKR64 website, we hold a special place in the cards for those who get good times on leaderboards with someone who isn't TT or drumstick. Because there are actually some courses in plane where drumstick is actually better. There's a lot of straightaways. Drumstick gets a ton of speed off these rolls, way more speed than TT. So sometimes going with drumstick's the better choice. But there aren't really any times where going with someone who isn't TT or drumstick. There really isn't a time where that's the better choice. But if you can do it, go for it. Love to see it.
Believe it or not, I believe that Tip Top actually still has a world record.
Oh yes. So I apologize. You were correct. Tip Top has the shortcut world record in Frosty Village. So there's a weird property in this game where you can get, and Trident, you can help me out with this, but if you get the last cutscene or last checkpoint and then the first checkpoint in a course, you can kind of go back and forth to complete laps that way. So in the Frosty Village course, for have the section of the very large trees, the nice snowy area, if you kind of go back and forth in that course, you can get a lap much faster, and that's how you get the shortcut for the single lap speed. And that's best done with Tip Top because of his incredible hand.
Alright, so it's time for the first Whizpig race.
Casually, I would say this is probably the hardest boss. You gotta get all the boosts, and they're tricky to get with all the different hills and bumps and slopes. With TT, it becomes a lot easier, but with non-TT, without using TT, it's quite a different race. Sure.
All right, so the biggest obstacles here are these water traps. If I fall into the water here, it's gonna be pretty bad. I'm gonna lose about 10 seconds a pop, so we want to try to not do that.
Yeah,
okay.
This section is the most, in my opinion, is the difficult part. Getting those hills, because if you don't get the boost right before those rapid hills, you go so slowly through that. I'm kind of addressing a couple people talking about characters in the chat. Conquer is the one that has the most similar handling to TT. He just has a lower speed, so a lot of people take Conquer casually. And Timber is a really good all character, a lot like Diddy. Yeah, and Crunch. Crunch has a nice warm place in our heart, but never in our file select. He has really good top speed, but if he turns at all, he loses basically all of them.
Yeah.
Poor Crunch.
IMO, Crunch is the worst character in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of runners will say Pipsy is the worst, but I don't subscribe to that.
Same, because Pipsy has really good handling. And Pipsy was actually the character that I used to beat most of the TT records before I found Bumper the Badger. But Crunch is just bad. Like, the only thing Crunch is good for is, as a computer player, being because he is.
All
and
right.
yeah, Pipsy is the only girl on the roster.
So, it is time. Future Funland. We're on the home stretch now.
Yep.
We're making pretty good pace. I think we're on pace for maybe a 148?
Good.
149?
Oh, Banjo. Best character on art.
I really like Banjo. Even playing as Banjo is really good. That Banjo is who I use to unlock TT if I get like a new cart and I don't have TT unlocked or something. All right, so this is arguably the hardest track in the game.
Yeah, so one of the speedrunning categories for this game is ATR, or all trophy races. So after you've raced all the courses, you can go in and race them in, or rather, as you complete courses, you can go in and complete them in like a course tracks option in one of the like the main menu options. And so with the all trophy races, you can just select the 4 trophy races out of the menu to make it nice, quick, and easy. And so we have a category that's dedicated to completing all 4, one right after another. And in that category, we actually start with the Future Funland trophy, specifically because of this course. It's a very reset-heavy course because through this cave, there are so many things that your plane can collide with and get stuck on. The boulders are awful and annoying. It's just big grum. So
This
many
is
things can
super
go wrong.
solid right now. Oh,
This is really.
until
Did miss that
that.
balloon, but you do have enough speed to continue. So.
Yeah, this is
Not
gonna be like a
major.
114, I think, which is pretty good. Oof.
Look at that, 114. Good call.
And do you want to explain what just happened there? Why we're doing Spaceless Alley again?
Go ahead and take this one.
Sure. Okay, just let me... Okay, so because there's no boss in the interim, like between the balloon races and the coin races in Future Funland, as soon as you finish the balloon race, the coin race unlocks. But the problem is that it becomes locked behind a balloon door, and you can't access it until you have the required number of balloons. But we have cutscene skips. So if we get the cutscene skip and instead of returning to lobby, we restart the race, then we will just immediately plop into the coin race, and this cuts down on overworld movement. So cutscene skips in Future Funland are like almost doubly important because you need to, you know, cut down on that movement.
Absolutely.
We're missing every balloon here, but whatever. Okay. Whew.
Ooh, third try, but still got it.
Yeah. Okay. Dark Moon Caverns.
So this course always reminds me of Spyro. There was that one level in Spyro the Dragon in, I believe, Magic-Craft? Or it was one of the last home worlds. But there was the one that had like the light and like the lights that turn on and off. And I feel like I'm rambling, but it's just such a strong reminder, and I don't know why. I don't know if anyone can agree with me in the chat on that one. A really interesting trick was found and utilized for this course pretty recently. So with those loops, on that second loop, the red one, you can actually hit that at a weird angle, and you can still get brought up like it thought you were going through the loop, but because of the angle of the car, you kind of fly out of the loop, and you can use that to skip out on a few seconds of the course.
Skipping this red loop here has been known for quite a while, but there's been some new kind of discoveries regarding the loop skips here. For example, it's been found in the hovercraft that you can actually skip both loops by doing the trick on the first loop and going to the why did I use that balloon? And then like basically flying towards the finish line. But I'm not sure if it's been done in car yet, so that is still kind of being worked on right now.
Hasn't been done in car yet. Car does it off of the red. But it's definitely being worked on.
But the other thing with the second loop is that we found out that you can clip back in bounds in an area that's like past the finish line where you like skip the trigger. And so it's just a new way of doing the shortcut there, because you can trigger the lap later in the lap, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not even sure if I'm making sense anymore.
Yeah, basically you, instead of triggering the lap at the lap counter at the finish line, you trigger the lap
like right
at
here.
That next, at the next checkpoint in course. And then for the next lap, you just have to go from that next checkpoint to the end of the course, so it saves a little bit of time.
Okay.
And Wycats is saying it has been done, so because I did see that one from Mobile, but I thought he went off of the red loop for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he went off of the red loop.
I think that one was when he got it like 2 out of 3 times. Ooh, look at those spooky mines.
It hasn't, yes, I know. Oh, I was not expecting to sail through that. Yeah, so, I remember now. So, Abayo has recently, reclaimed the, I think he already had it, but, he's approved it. But basically, he didn't skip both loops. What he did was he used the clip to do that lap trigger at a later point, and then he was able to skip the second loop again, giving him the improved world record. All right, so
this is kind of our victory lap of the Dino Trophy. This will be the last time that we go through the Dino Trophy. That way we're able to get it for fun lap.
Yep.
So we're actually almost done with this one.
I've got one more chance to get sub 1 on False Canyon.
Easy mode, you got that.
But if I get another 100 or 101, I won't be too mad, because typically one of my Fossil Canyons goes really, really bad and I get like a 106. And we haven't seen one of those yet today, so.
So that's the last time we'll see Ancient Lake. So chat, help me out. Everyone say goodbye. Ancient Lake. Bob. Now it's time for Fossil Canyon. You can get that sub 1 minute. Easy peasy. And up for a very clean, look at that. Beautiful canyon. 21.95 first.
Okay, looking good so far. That's kind of a
dodging all
bummer.
those traps.
I think we can still get it, even though, oh, now we definitely cannot get
never
it. That's fine.
Still had enough speed to carry you through the water though, so you weren't in the water very long. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. 3 for 3 canyon. No 2 because of the water. And that's it for Fossil Canyon. Everybody say goodbye, Fossil Canyon. The last run of Jungle Falls.
Ooh, 1288 is a really good first lap.
really.
How about, you know what? Let's get a 34 here. That would be really sweet.
Easy. It's 11:38. Really good luck. And there we go. 35. Oh, it's 35-11. That was so close. Everyone say goodbye, Jungle Falls. Bye.
All right, last showcase I had, I got Dragon Plane for Future Funland Warps, which is kind of a kick in the teeth. So,
Here we go.
wow,
Everyone say goodbye, Hot Top Volcano.
that's kind of funny. So that was a 10% chance warp. That would have helped us out a lot if we got that on our last warp, but
I was really looking forward to showing off that that out of bounds. So if you guys did want to see the out of bounds for the 100%, you can just see it. I believe it's in the 100% world record. They got that 10% at the perfect opportunity. So now we're in Spaceport Alpha. Spaceport Alpha is another really nice plane course. This vent is really annoying if you're not playing in plane. It's very easy to get stuck in an in-car. So he just turned on the shield to block himself from the lasers, grab that boost, head bonk, and boost right out, and you are out of bounds. So this is, it's not a very difficult part about out of bounds when compared to the other ones. They essentially just forgot to put a ceiling. So you just kind of ride over top of it and then boost yourself out of it.
yeah, just a minor oversight.
So oopsies. The wall designers decided to take an extra lunch break that day and said, you know what, we're almost done. We've done a fantastic job on a beautiful game. I'm just going to take an extra, and you know, everyone just take the day. It's fine.
And this clip is only available on the Japanese version. This has been patched on all subsequent versions.
Yep. So if you're looking to run this game, Japanese version.
Yeah, the nice thing about Diddy Kong Racing is that the fastest version is actually very very accessible and very cheap.
Yes.
Typically, you can see it for like $7 on eBay.
Mm-hmm. I think I got mine for 12 on Amazon. And then one interesting thing about the N64 carts is the way they did their little region locking was a hardware difference. So on the back of the cart, for any of you out there who have an N64 lying around, on the back of the little carts, there are these notches. And the notches location is different depending on if it's US, PAL, which is, you know, for all of our European friends, and then the Japanese version. Japanese, US, yeah. And so the notches on the inside of the console where you put the cartridge are also different. So one easy way to get around it, and this is how I did it, is you just take one of those little game bit screwdrivers and swap it out. Swap out the back of the plastic part of the cartridge with a US version, or whatever version of console you have. It's a really easy way to do it. Don't even have to mess with the game board itself, which is...
Alright, so we missed the cutscene skip there. So we're actually locked out of Spaceport Alpha coins, so we'll have to come back and do that one later.
Now we're in Star City. Star City is my favorite course, particularly just because of its overall aesthetic. I think it looks gorgeous. Driving through this city section with all these sharp turns just feels so satisfying. This course also has an out of bounds, so if you're flying in a plane, you can actually collect 3 blue balloons to the first lap, and then kind of yeet yourself through the bottom of the outside, kind of the start, and you can be out of bounds to finish out the course. Hovercraft also has a shortcut where you get to the top of this hill, hop along the sides up on the wall, and you kind of trigger the lap right around here, and then just go back and forth.
Okay. I really want to skip. Come on, dude. That's really unfortunate. Alright, so we're gonna do a similar thing here that we did in Windmill Plains coins. We're gonna get half of these coins and then we're gonna go out of bounds. And then we're gonna go back in bounds kind of like in the middle of the third lap to collect the rest of them.
Barely collect a coin down portal.
Okay. Ooh, lots of lag there. But that's okay.
Still kept up your speed. You were able to keep rolling, so that's still pretty good.
So I'm gonna go just kind of like to the left of this pillar here. I'm gonna come back in bounds on that blue balloon. And miss this coin like I always do. Okay.
It's a nasty coin to hit, especially if you're hugging the wall right like that. Just surprised you didn't slam at any of the wall.
Yeah. There we go. Whew.
And now we get the cutscene work.
So we got one more race left and then the boss.
Yep.
Super close to the finish here.
So getting that boost at the bottom of the ramp after the Epcot ball is really weird to get. So there's a couple ways to do it. Right now you saw Trident going into a drift to kind of slip onto the corner of the boost. Another way to do it, and this is kind of the more common way to do it, is instead of tapping the A button, you slow down a little bit by holding the A button, and then you hold forward on the control stick. And that kind of pitches the car down. And that gives you just enough change in speed and angle to let you get that boost. So it doesn't look like he's doing much, but he's actually changing a lot of what he's doing in order to get that one boost. Nice dodge at the TV.
Don't mess me up, please. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Nice. That was good.
I believe this is a 148. I'll be so happy if this is a 148 because I took after this summer I took a bit of time off from running this category, and I've only had a chance to do a few practice runs, and I haven't been able to get sub 149. So if I get a 148 here, I'll be really happy. Although time is running out. We'll have to have a pretty flawless race here. We should be able to do it though.
It's the last race of the game. WizPig 2. Casually, this is the one that I had the most trouble with, but that's just because playing's the worst, and it will always be the hard. How much I play it.
Okay.
It does have a nice little out of bounds here. There it is. So basically, you slip underneath of WizPig's face, and you get a really cool view of the skybox. Kind of see what that looks like. It's really awesome. And then the purple meatballs kind of floating from basically anywhere in the course.
Playing a little bit safe here. I'm kind of going a little bit past the checkpoints just to make sure I grab them. This should be a 148 though, which will make me very happy.
Yeah, there were a few
I can't
cutscene
see...
skips that you missed, but overall, you did a really nice job. Coming up on time.
All right. 148.52.
Woo!
Very, very excited about that.
GG. Fantastic run. And now we get to watch a pig fly sadly into another planet. Everyone say goodbye, Whiz Pig. Goodbye. GG, Trident. Really nice run.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? Pretty good run. Pretty good run.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. If you are interested at all in getting into this game, we've got lots of resources to help you. First of all, you could make your way to the speedrun.com/DKR page, and under resources or Discord, there's a link to our Discord community, and you can hop in there, and we can get you all set up. Like I said during the run, there's so many things that you can do. Like, you can do RTA, you can run all these miscellaneous categories, you can just strictly time trial, you can do whatever you want. There's so much to do.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, or you can do a little bit of everything as well. Everybody is super helpful. It's honestly the nicest community I've been a part of.
Same.
And yeah, it's just a great speed game. Just get into it.
It's one of those super satisfying games that you can just play forever and always have something new to do. And even if you're not playing, the people in the Diddy Kong Racing community Discord are just so much fun to be with and you know, there's new records happening all the time, new best times, new people joining the community. It's just such a positive and fun experience. So if you're ever at all interested, even if you just like the game, hop in the Discord, hang out, have fun.
So just to finish up, I just want to thank Drakus for hanging out with me and providing some awesome commentary. Thank you so much to GSA staff for having me. Super excited to run DKR in one of their events, and I'm glad we were able to make it happen. Thank you so much to the viewers and those who have been donating to this wonderful cause. And yeah, I hope to see you soon in another GSA event, maybe. That'd be really fun.
This was definitely a really great time. So thank you, Trident, for having me, for extending this invitation. Excellent job on the run. Really, really nice time. Thank you also to GSA for allowing me to exist. Trident. It's been an honor and a pleasure. So thank you all for existing and coming up.
All right, I'm going to bed. Have a good night,
great.
everyone.
Yeah. Oh, and we're also both on Twitch. So if you wanted to check us out for more DKR content, Tridenttail and myself are both series.